Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading for August the 8th to the 14th. Let's get started for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising and see what messages we're going to receive. Keep in mind that these are general readings and they may not resonate for everyone, so check out your other placements to receive the full picture. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the energy around the week ahead for Cancer? That came out quick. A change in the wind, Cancer. So let's see what else is going on here. Something is shifting for you. Ooh, that fell on the floor. Oh, it's a beautiful card. 1 second, I'll grab that. Okay, we got a flipper here too. Oh, right. So the one that fell on the floor that I said was a beautiful card is Milk and Honey. It's a lovely message. So you might be receiving some sort of shift this week. You are being guided to stay in the here and now. So don't think too much about the past. Don't think too much about the future as much as possible. You know, try to stay in the moment and go with the flow. We're seeing the To the Sea card. So really staying connected to what's going on in the present moment. And I feel like something is going to reveal itself to you. We see the All That Glitters card as your final oracle message here for the energy of the week ahead. Definitely feels like there's something shifting that's going to reveal something that may not be as it appears. So it's going to be important for you to sort of go with the flow, because this could lead to something really, really happy for you, really fulfilling, really satisfying, and feels like very light and easy. This feels like ease and harmony here for you. So Cancer, you could be experiencing something shifting this week, but try to stay grounded in the present. Try not to be too focused on the past or the future. I feel like if you can stay in the present, you're going to understand that something is not as it appears. But you might be feeling a little bit emotional about that revelation. So try to stay in the moment as this is unfolding. Yeah, I was sort of feeling no place like home, and there it is. That's on the bottom of the deck when I was saying ease and harmony. It does. It sort of feels like you're going to finally feel like you can relax fully and really settle into something that feels like home. But I feel like in order to get there, something is shifting. Something is shifting in the present moment. You might know what this could be already, but it does feel like it's sort of coming suddenly. That change in the wind card makes me feel like, you know, the combination of all of these cards actually, it feels like by staying grounded in the present, you're going to see something sort of shift suddenly. And you're going to need to sort of trust it. Trust what's happening, because it's not as it appears. You know what I mean? So you sort of have to be grounded in order to see what's really going on here. Oh, look at that. 6 of Pentacles coming right out for you, Cancer. Let's get your first row. There's the Magician and the Fool. Yeah, definitely a new beginning is in the wind here. And I do feel like it's something that you have taken action on. There's that 7 of Swords. Always seems to show up when all the glitter oracle card comes in. You're going to be understanding something for what it really is. It's not as it appears right now. And it feels like right now you're in balance with your ability to sort of give and receive. You're open, you know, you're balanced. You've got this strong will right now about shifting energies, about a new beginning. And yet there's something around you that's still an illusion. There is this illusion here around you, Cancer. And it's, oh, there it is. There's the Lovers in reverse. So there is something in your space right now that's out of balance. You're in balance with give and receive, but there's a dynamic here that's out of balance. And it might be pulling you towards sort of overgiving, or maybe you're in a dynamic where you can't help but want want to take from something because you don't feel like it's giving you enough. You know what I mean? Like there could be something that is out of balance when it comes to, could be a relationship. It could be that you're unable to feel a real strong connection right now because you're just not maybe feeling like you can be completely vulnerable. You might not be trusting. You might be feeling like, yeah, you've been hurt in the past, so why should I take a chance now? Interesting. So that could be why you're really being guided to stay in the present moment, Cancer, because, you know, just because something got you in the past doesn't mean that that's it. That doesn't mean that's the script forever. You know, seeing the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords here, I feel like you're ready to walk away from something, but there's this little emotional attachment that you still have to something. Could be a Gemini. It could be, you could be dealing with an air sign. Don't get too hung up on these zodiac signs because we have placements everywhere. But I do see two Gemini sort of cards looking right at me here. So could be Gemini. There's also this Aquarius sort of vibe here with the Seven of Swords. So you could be dealing with an air sign and not entirely feeling like you can move forward yet. But at the same time, you don't feel like that relationship was in balance. So yeah, there's another Gemini here, Nine of Swords. A lot of anxiety. You're trapped in this dynamic because of how you think about it. It's almost like there's dynamics from the past that are affecting you in the present. And so really taking note of this here and now message is interesting, that, you know, things aren't always as they appear. So I feel like you're settling into some truth coming your way. Something is going to sort of show you this it's almost a moment of redemption here, almost a moment where you're sort of, yes, stepping through this gateway that we see in the Four of Wands, where I feel like you're going to sort of choose you. You're going to choose yourself and your own inner peace and your own inner satisfaction and this feeling of like home. And I think you're sort of done comparing yourself to other people here. Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords. Interesting. This is very interesting. I feel like you must have sort of experienced this shift, or it's coming this week, this shift within you. It's a within you kind of shift. And it's one that it's almost like it's manifesting because you have found some inner balance. And yet there is something that is so hard for you to let go of. It's an emotional attachment that doesn't serve you anymore. That cycle is over with this Ten of Swords, but you still think about how, you know, you're attached to it. So it's almost like you feel trapped. Even though the only thing trapping you right now is thinking about this. If you can somehow disengage, Cancer, from thinking about this past relationship, past disappointment, past situation that was out of balance and led to some disappointment, some hurt, ultimately letting go of it is going to be what sort of catalyzes the rest of this story that we're seeing in your first row. To clarify some of these cards, I just, you know, can't help but think that this is, for some of you, it's a relationship from the past that still haunts you. You're ever haunted by this relationship memories, you know. There's that Seven again. Seven of Swords now showing up in the reverse. So again, it's like sometimes we keep telling ourselves stories about the past, but really if you just objectively look at what the dynamic was, I think you'll see that, you know, it wasn't really serving you. And there may be some illusions that you're hanging on to because this emotional attachment. It almost feels like there's the Two of Swords. It almost feels like there's a lesson here for you to sort of really see, why am I still hanging on to this? You know, it's almost like the question is, why am I in analysis paralysis? Why can't I let this go? And being honest about what it was like, you know, in the moment. Were you really happy? Can you honestly say that was it for you? I feel like Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel like that's all an illusion, you know, Cancer. Again, take it as it resonates, but it feels like there was so much disappointment that it couldn't have been the situation that would have lasted. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like there was so much disappointment, so much balance that wasn't there, you know, a lack of balance. And I feel like acknowledging that is going to move you towards something new in the now. Yeah, you see this as a missed opportunity. You think about this situation and you feel like you've missed out, and so you're having a hard time letting go of it because you're wanting to almost recreate that moment. But I feel like there is a higher level of passion out there for you, Queen of Wands coming out. I feel like by really exploring what your true, authentic nature would resonate with, you'll find it somewhere else. There is something about this past connection that is not for you. And all the cards keep falling on the floor, which kind of makes me feel like, yeah, we see the Hermit here, that more reflection is required, but almost in a different way, not just replaying the past and thinking, oh, I missed out on this, and, you know, if only I had, and all of these sort of things. It's almost like you need to look at it and say, okay, what was this experience trying to teach me about myself? What did this experience come into my energy for? What was the reason? What was the purpose for me to understand myself in this way? And then to almost surrender it at that point, you know, to sort of have a look at it without judgment and then let it go. Trusting that if it was for you, you know, it's not about, I screwed up. I can't help but think that that's what you're saying to yourself a little bit here. Really being patient with yourself and trusting this process, Cancer. Trust that if that situation was meant to work out, it would have worked out. It wouldn't have been so imbalanced. You wouldn't have felt so inauthentic. Yeah, this is a time for you to heal. Bottom of the deck is the Star card. This is your time to sort of rise from this situation and say, I'm done. I'm done hanging on to things that no longer serve me. I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to focus on where I feel most authentic and most in alignment within. And that will be something for me to consider here. You know, it's almost like, oh, Cancer, it feels like something from the past is just got to go because it's interfering with your present way too much and keeping you sort of stuck in the past. Now, your final guidance card here is the Horse Spirit. Freedom is yours. This is very interesting. You have that Nine of Swords here, which always makes me feel, and I think I said that you feel trapped, and freedom is actually yours. All you need to do to free yourself, it may sound simpler than it is in experience, but is to walk away. To walk away from anything that makes you feel less than authentic, out of balance, feeling anxious, feeling like you're living in an illusion. You know, your freedom is in your hands here, Cancer, if you can let go of this past dynamic. Card 33, very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it's been helpful for you. If it has, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can find that information in the description below. All right, my friends, have a great week. Take care, and we'll see you soon.